Let's say a word of prayer, loving God and our Father, as I speak through me, Heavenly Father, in Jesus' name. Amen and amen. Please take a moment to smile. Please take a moment to smile. Disclaimer, remember to consult your doctor before making any lifestyle changes. This is for educational purposes only. All right, so please work with your doctor closely. Thank you. My name is Courtney Linton, and the best way to get health is to practice it. This gentleman, Courtney Linton, I got this quote from Courtney Linton. I know that you're smiling, right? The best way to get health is to practice it. And that is true. You cannot look at Courtney Linton and say, because Courtney Linton is doing health, I am going to get help from Courtney. No, you have to do it yourself. And welcome to the others that have joined. Now, Health at 3. This is what I'm going to call the program. I'm going to do future programs. I'm not going to do it every Sunday. And it was impressed on my heart to do osteoporosis. When I was a health leader for Mount Vernon Seventh-day Adventist Church, that was many years ago. I was the health leader for 5 years, and I did osteoporosis, so I had to dig up some of the material on osteoporosis. This is what I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share with you some statistics. We're going to define what is osteoporosis. We're going to look at causes of osteoporosis. We're going to look at the risk factors. We're also going to look at prevention and reversal. We're going to look at a meal plan. We're going to look at what are we going to take away from this presentation. I want you to think on that. How many people in the entire world, right, have osteoporosis? And Google came back with 200 million people. That's a lot of people. 200 million people. When comparing the world with the population of the United States, we see that it represents 2/3 of the United States. Now, 1 in 3 ladies over 50 will have osteoporosis. 1 in 3, right? 1 in 5 men. So men do have osteoporosis. Why? That's the question. And so men are rarely affected because of a greater lifelong bone density. So our bones are more denser, and so we have a lower risk of having osteoporosis. What is osteoporosis? I was thinking about it. We had a meeting this morning, and when I was thinking about it, what is osteoporosis? And I came up with this that I created. And you will see it on the screen here. And I'm going to play it. And it reminds me, the top section of this sand timer is like the bone. And the sand falling into the bottom section is like the blood itself. The arteries, the vein, the arteries, the inside where the blood flows, right? So it's basically the inside of the arteries and the vein. And so the calcium, which is in the top section, is timely being removed and it goes into the blood. So osteoporosis is slow. It's gradual and thinning of the weakening of the bone. So in essence, it's a bone disease. It begins to develop many years. Let me repeat. You said like how the timer is slow and it takes long, many years before loss of height. So you might wondering why? Because I remember my mom. When I was growing up, I used to look up to my mom. And my mom got smaller and smaller, and she started coming over or bending over. Welcome, Sister Christine. Welcome. Right? She started bending over. So they're saying that osteoporosis or the loss of calcium causes loss of height. You have curvature of the spine and fractured bone. And this starts way before you start seeing these symptoms. And so you have to, in the mode of prevention. Prevention is important, and we will touch these, right? And so that's the symbol, the sun being removed. And question, another question I want to ask. Remember, you can talk, respond in the chat. No, did anyone observe something else? You can raise your hand and unmute yourself. If you were looking, you would have observed something else. Your mind would have said something to you. So, seem like calcium is leached from the bone and it's not noticeable. If you look at the word unnoticeable, you see that I swapped the A and the E, right? Thank you for doing this, friend. You're welcome, Sister Simpson. Yes, you notice that I swapped the A and the E, right? And so with our own body, we have to be noticing. If there's a change in our body, we need to notice, be aware of these changes. If you notice that when you urinate, so your output loop, your urine, your stool, how you smell, your breath, what time you wake up, all of these things. Now, what are the body parts affected by osteoporosis? I want to put it in the chat. I know the spine, remember, I know the spine and the hip. What else is affected by osteoporosis? What part of the knee, the neck, a part of the spine, thank you. What else? The knee and the neck. So we have the hip, we have the spine, we have the knee, and the neck is a part of the spine itself. All right, I love showing you, not just saying it. So let me move on to the next slide, and I'm gonna play the next slide, and you're gonna look at the slide, and then you're gonna tell me. So on my screen, I'm gonna press play, right? And you're gonna tell me what are the different section of the body. What are the different sections that you have seen? Let me just replay it. So we know the spine, right?
Yep.
What is he doing with it?
His ankle,
Yes, and that is?
the hip,
And that is?
the wrist.
Wrist.
And what is he showing now?
Yes.
Arms
Mhm.
and legs. So we have the spine that is affected, the ankles that are affected, the hip, the wrist, the arms, the arms and the legs. What are well-known factors that contribute to osteoporosis? If you know, put it in the chat, or just Nate, unmute yourself and tell me, what do you think causes the dairy? Thank you, my namesake. What else? All right, I'm going to share that with you because of time. It's going to go up on the screen. Lack of mobility, yes. Lack of exercise, yes. Thank you, Sister Simpson. So we have dairy, exercise, calcium, Sister Joan, yes. All right, let's see. So I'm going to share with you on the screen, and you have to make sure that you are reading very fast. All right, what have you noticed?
Vitamin D and vitamin A, lack of vitamin D and A.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Sister Marjorie. All right, so I play it again and I'll pause it. So factors, zinc, calcium, magnesium imbalance. So when it's not balanced. And so we have to be careful when we are taking supplement. In nature, it is correct. The right amount of magnesium, the right amount of protein, the right amount of vitamins, everything is already balanced and each other work together to get it absorbed. But when we take supplement, like we take zinc, zinc might need other nutrients for it to be absorbed properly. We have to also think of if it's synthetic, right? They're making more synthetic ingredients or supplement because it's cheaper than getting it from the real source. So imbalance. If you're a blue eye, right? If you're blue eye and if you're tall, prone or tall and thin, I guess my risk is high, right? We know lack of exercise. If you don't use it, you lose it. Coffee, alcohol, too many vitamin supplements. You have individuals who live on supplements, and we don't know the source or if it's being absorbed. Especially vitamin A and vitamin D. The best way to get your vitamin D is out there in green space. Aluminum. Is that aluminum pot? Right? Aluminum. What mental sickness comes to mind? Is that outright Alzheimer's and Parkinson? Right? Baking powder. Wow. If you're diabetic, if you sit a lot, mercy. Look at that. It's a sedentary lifestyle or periods of enforced bed rest. What does that mean? Enforce. Someone force you to sleep when you're not ready to sleep? Remember that most of the items that we should, that increase the risk of osteoporosis is man-made. And so if if you don't make it, you have to be careful of the item that you put into your system, put on your system also, the items that you use to cook. And so you have to remember, as I was mentioning to someone in the chat, one of my chat, I said that prevention is much, much cheaper. You heard me with it. Prevention is much, much cheaper than cure, than recovering from sickness. It costs too much, right? And so we have to invest in prevention than cure, right? Now, looking at the picture, now, the question to you, are all the countries in the correct location? Put Y for yes and N for no. I remember doing geography, right? That geography class. Yes? No? No. I see no. No, which country is in the wrong location? You can put the first letter of Bantu. No, it's not Bantu. I Googled, then Google might be wrong. Israel. No, Israel is there. I Googled Israel. No, USA is in the right location. It is New Zealand. New Zealand, remember New Zealand, when they talk about Australia, New Zealand usually beside Australia, right? So New Zealand, right? Now, put in the chat, A, B, C, or D. I want you to put A, which is the most hip fracture. This is the country, the most hip fractures. Put it in the chat letter. Someone put USA, all right. Which country is in the middle? Which country is in the middle and which country is at the bottom? So you're saying that USA, which is D, is at the top. Which country is in the middle? New Zealand is in the middle. And which country is at the bottom? Bantu. Bantu is at the bottom. Israel is in the middle. Israel is in the middle. So we have the USA leading out on the top. Then we have Israel leading in the middle. And then we have Bantu at the bottom. Now, if you look at the rate, and these are women, right? If you look at the rate, is US is at the top. And comparing the rate per 100 to the daily dairy and protein. Although USA is lower than New Zealand, they still have more, a few more. Can we say they are the same basically with a percentage, a small percentage? So USA and New Zealand, we can say basically the same, right? New Zealand consume more dairy than more dairy and protein than more dairy than New Zealand. And when you look at the protein, New Zealand is also ahead. And so if you're not from one of these countries, except Bantu, and it's not a country, it's people in Africa, in Central Africa and South Africa. I figure they wanted to show you that what you eat makes a difference in bone loss. And so this is an important statistics. No, you can look at the countries that they are the cold countries. That means they get less sunshine. And we know that vitamin D plays a role. We know that these are dairy countries, right? Now, is there hope? Yes, research have established that proper nutrition, let me repeat, proper nutrition that and weight bearing. So research have established that proper nutrition and weight bearing exercise are successful in preventing osteoporosis and sometimes in reversing it. And so if you don't have, like the lady at the bottom, if you don't have one of those metal weight, you might have to push your hand into when you're eating your plant, and they found out that individual with plant-based diet, they don't have trouble with as much with osteoporosis. And so while you're in the kitchen, grab two, if you're using can, grab 2 cans and do some exercise, some weight-bearing exercise. What are some factors that can play a role in prevention, halting this loss of bone mass? What are they? Well, the men are looking at us and the cow is looking at us. You see that? They are looking at us. Adults as well must take in certain amount of calcium since bone is being formed and destroyed continually during the entire life. Now we know that it's not just calcium is used to make the bone. You have other mineral. I think there's about 62, I believe, different type of mineral that goes into building the bone. So we have to understand that to prevent, we have to eat food that will help us to absorb and give us calcium. Reduction in the elimination of calcium, excess proteins and salt as well as caffeine, right? Excess, no, when we talk about salt, we're talking about table salt, refined salt in the sense of they strip it and leave two chemical and add aluminum and sometimes they add salt. You'll be surprised what is in our salt because they don't want it to be, they don't want it stick. And so they add stuff to it. And so you have to be careful. Excess protein and salt as well as caffeine increase urinary calcium loss. So sometimes my coworkers, they're drinking coffee and they say it makes them feel good and it relax them, but it's an illusion. Mercy, it's an illusion. The body tries to compensate for this excess acidity. So protein, salt, caffeine cause the body to be acidic, right? For this excess acidity by releasing alkali. So the body neutralizes the acid using calcium from the bone, right? Such as calcium from the bone. In this way, bones are deprived of calcium, fostering osteoporosis. Fruits and vegetables. You know, the original health book. You guys know what the original health book is? The original health book in the first chapter or the first book tells us how we should eat, right? How we should eat. And it talks about fruits with seed and herbs with seed. And so the original diet for us, we are designed to eat plant-based. Our teeth are designed to chew bush. Our digestive system are designed to absorb bush. Our intestine, the length of our intestine are designed to eat bush. When we eat bush, the entire body says, thank you. And so if you're not yet a total plant-based, let me know and we will assist you in getting there, right? It says fruits and vegetables are alkalizers, and although they contain little calcium, they halt the urinary loss of this mineral from the bone. Now, reduction in and eliminating of calcium, reduction in hormones. So ladies who are going through menopause because of the estrogen and the hormones reduction, that also encourages the loss of calcium, right? And so we have to keep that in mind. We have to replace the loss of estrogen from the body when we are going through menopause. And men has also the same, go through the same thing. Not the same thing, but we do have woman pause, if you want to say that, right? Mercy. Are we getting enough sunshine? Because we know that it's important to get vitamin D from the right source, from not the imitation, but the right source. Although some of us are taking supplements, we still need to get that vitamin D, because it's not just vitamin D we get from the sun. We get other different chemical reaction in the body just by being out in the sun, just by the sun getting into our eyes. I mean, that's a different presentation by itself. And so it's important for sunshine is necessary for vitamin D synthesis in the skin. This vitamin is essential in transferring calcium from the intestine to the bloodstream. Listen to that. If you're not getting vitamin D, you're not gonna get the calcium, and you're not gonna get all the other minerals that follow the calcium into the cell itself, right? Sufficient physical exercise. We're not exercising enough. I was telling one of my brother, I think his name is Brown, Brother Brown, that he needed to get a treadmill for his wife that they can stick under their raising desk, and she can walk or jog away. It's a very small treadmill, and it's not very expensive. It's cheaper to invest in your health than to recover from health. And so if they're buying one, they need to buy two, so I can have my wife have one too. All right, so I'm finished with that one. And so exercise, if you don't use it, you're gonna lose it, right? Physical exercise halts the loss of bone mass and helps prevent osteoporosis. And so if you're not moving, in our chat, we have a chat, and we are on it. People are walking, and they put their numbers. I have my watch that covers everything. I took it off because I had to get ready for this presentation. Now this morning, this object that you see my gray and white socks on, I want you to enjoy what I enjoy going on this device. You don't have to plug it in. You don't have to heat it up. You don't have to put it in the refrigerator. You don't have to put it in the oven. All you do is just put it in a position and leave it where it is, and just enjoy yourself. Let me see if I can move. Higher, higher, higher. Was that fun? Wasn't that fun? Yes. And so that device exercise every single cell of the body. If you're physically challenged, that means you can't be bothered. Get one of those. So while watching TV, you can be jumping up and down, right? That counts our steps too. Yes. This also, you can, depending on what you're doing, you can set this and it counts it. That's what I do. I count the up and down, rebounder. And when I do push up, this counts it. Right? So you have to invest in your health. You cannot wait until you're sick and then you're trying to recover from sickness. Right? What are the foods to reduce or eliminate? Let's look at the foods, right? So we have meat. We know about meat. I was talking to someone and they were saying that they're not ready to give it up yet. I know when I decide to stop, and I stopped, about 6 months after, I felt the urge. I didn't go through any withdrawal or anything like that. Meat has a chemical in it that replaces your natural chemical. And so when you stop eating meat, you go through a withdrawal. You feel like you're going to die, some of us. And so you have to either take your time or you just go through it. And you will see the difference in your entire body. So when I stopped eating chicken, I had to go back. That was about 6 months after, or 6 weeks after. I don't remember, some 6. And I had to make chicken. And after eating that chicken, I said, okay, that's it. And I never yet went back to eating meat. And I am seeing the difference at 54 years old, right? I can run up the step. I live on the 5th floor and I'm able to run up the step. What brand you recommend for the rebounder? No brand. Just if you're gonna buy one, just get one that has the holder, that support metal that comes across, so you can hold on it. Because sometimes after a while, if you're not paying attention, it might bounce off, right? And I don't want you to hurt yourself. So you have some where you can connect the holding section and you bounce up and down, up and down. All right. And so no more meat for me, right? And as I said, I run up the steps. And I'm saying, look at you, 54 years old, and you're running up the steps. Look at you. And I thank God for his health message in his book, right? All right, fish. I know we love fish. Yes, man, fish. I used to do some fish, steamed fish in the oven. I do it no more. Cheese. People love cheese. Cheese takes 12 hours to digest. But this is a risk factor for osteoporosis, right? Salt, table salt. We still need salt. Celtic sea salt. We cannot get Celtic at the moment. I don't know what happened to the company. They're doing some renovation or whatever, and I cannot get it. So I have to be pinching the Celtic salt that I have. Fat, total fat. Sugar, white sugar. Chocolate, sodas, beverages, stimulating beverages, alcohol. These are foods that we need to stay away from. And wheat bran. No, wheat bran. I know wheat bran is good, right? If you're diabetic, because of the high fiber in wheat bran, it helps to reduce if you're diabetic. But remember that you have to find out why are you diabetic? And so you have to change not the symptoms, but you have to look at the cause, right? I talk to you, Courtney. What are the foods that we need to increase? So let's look at the foods that we need to increase. And there is a lot of them, right? We need to eat more calcium-rich foods such as almonds. If you're allergic, I would say I would do. If I am allergic to almonds or any seeds, I will look at my flora. I might have to increase my flora, the good flora. Look at the flora in your intestine. If you're having any allergies and all of these different things, try organic almonds and see if you still have that problem, right? Cabbage is good. Cabbage is good. Orange is good. All right. These are iron, calcium. These are iron. So if you're thinking about food to eat, you already have 3 of them. You have almonds, which is nuts, which is good. Almond is the king of all nuts. We have cabbage. Cabbage is good for the stomach. Cabbage fight cancer. Cabbage is great. That's a presentation by itself. Orange is vitamin A and vitamin C, which is good for the teeth and the bones and the soy beans. No, there are 2 types of soybean. There's the one that man make, and you have the one that is natural. It has phytoestrogen, which replace the hormones, the female hormones, but it's phytoestrogen. How it works, according to Barbara Neal, all the phytoestrogen, the organic grown estrogen works. It comes to the cell, and if the cell has enough estrogen, it stops at the entrance and blocks anything else from coming in. So, you know, you have different type of estrogen you get from the plastic bottles or the man-made estrogen. And so it comes there and stop at the door and blocks out anything else from coming into the system. That's a presentation by itself, right? So they say soy has been shown effective in halting the loss of bone mass resulting after menopause. Soy and its soy derivative, particularly tofu, provide plant-based hormone phytoestrogens such as isoflavonoids, right? Sesame seed. Did you know that sesame seed in the vegetarian kingdom is the richest in calcium? Did you know that? Sesame seed. I'm thinking about sesame seed milk. You know that you can use sesame seed to make milk, right? We know that almond is good. What else? We talk about cabbage, right? Alfalfa sprouts. One of my sisters, she loves doing sprouts. I don't know if she's still doing it, but it remineralizes the bone. Alfalfa sprouts. We talk about orange. Oranges is also good. Fresh fruits. And so if you can plant an orange in your home and grow it. My brother is an electrician, and he went to this home, and the lady gave him lime, gave him lime. Inside, she had a lime tree growing inside her home. And so nothing is impossible. If you think about it, it will happen, don't it? Leafy green vegetables are high in minerals. Leafy green, the greener it is, the better it is. Can I repeat that? The greener it is, the better it is. And so green leafy vegetable, make sure that you are integrate those. Look at the screen that we have there. We have those, kale is green. And you have kale, you have different, I think about 2 or 3 different type of kale. You have the one that has a bubbly looking feature. That is greener than that green that you see there. It looks like, what's that, cucumber at the bottom, which is 69% water. That cucumber that is on the bottom is, it's greener than that, right? Look at the screen. This is what we should be eating, right? The purple cabbage is excellent. I'm looking at that mango. I love papaya. We have pumpkin, which is yellow. Tomatoes for prostate. Man, this is what we should be eating, right? All right, moving on. I'm getting a little excited with the different colors, the rainbow, natural rainbow, no imitation, right? Grapefruit is also good. Grapefruit is good if you're not taking any medication whatsoever, that is high blood pressure medication or any medication that interact with the grapefruit. Don't use it, but grapefruit will clean out the arteries so that if we cut it and look down there and say, hello, you're here, hello, hello, hello. Echo. Right? Because it cleans it out. I tell individuals that if I'm going for a triple bypass, do you have higher than triple? Whatever bypass, before I do so, I will go on a grapefruit treatment. Grapefruit is excellent. No, this is the meal plan. Get your, or you're using your phone. This is the meal plan that is put together for osteoporosis. What you see in red is more beneficial, right? So let's look at this. So this is the osteoporosis plan for breakfast. Say we eating breakfast. The line under breakfast says first 1 to 2 glasses of water. Water is important. Someone put water in the chat earlier. Water plays an important. Water is the transportation system. See, like how you go on the plane or you go on the boat, or you use your feet to get from one point to the other. Without water, nothing moves. That's a different presentation by itself. But water, because the body overnight is been throwing stuff, waste product in the water. And so when you urinate, you see the difference in your urine, more dense if you're not drinking enough water in the morning. So in the morning, you wake up, you chew your water. That's a different presentation. Make sure you chew your water. You take a little at a time, and you'll be surprised how quickly you drink off that big container of water. If you try to drink it all at once, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have to go get into the toilet to urinate that out. So you take your time and sip it, right? And 30 minutes before, then we're going to eat fruits. Now, if you notice the fruit line, the row is green, and it says 3 to 5 servings. If you're not, remember, if you're diabetic, you have to work with your doctor. Please work with your doctor with this meal plan. Don't just try stuff like that, right? But if you're not in the medication and you are in you're good, then let's look at this. So green represents fruits. And if you go to the right and look at the column on the full right at the bottom, there is a fruit with green there. That means anything underneath it is fruit. The one is in red shows that it's more effective. Orange, we covered orange. So orange is good for osteoporosis. Not saying that the others aren't, but orange was more pulled up because it has more calcium. We should be chewing our food properly in our mouth before we swallow. It must be liquid. We should not notice that it is what it was before. We shouldn't notice what it was before. So if I'm eating broccoli, right? When I am finished chewing, all that should be left is saliva, because it gets dissolved into it, becomes a part of my saliva. So there's more saliva in before I swallow. I should not recognize that there was a broccoli being chewed in my mouth. And so if we are chewing our food properly, by the time it gets to our stomach, the acid will burn it up and say, "Well, you're not giving me any work. Why? I'm here for a purpose. What? Is a union work or what?" Right? You understand what I'm saying? So we need to learn to chew it properly, right? So going back to the green, so we can eat, we have mangoes, we have banana and these fruit, but orange plays an important role there. So after drinking my water, waiting 30 minutes, then I will eat my orange. I can eat 2 orange or 3 orange. If I'm diabetic, then I have to be careful. Porridge, they call it cereal, right? It's blue. So if we go to the top middle, we have grains, we have oats, we have cornmeal, we have rice, there's no carrot there, but you can use carrot to make porridge. You can use okra to make porridge. You can use anything to make porridge. Because remember, the okra and the oats and the cornmeal is just the top. All right, moving on. So we have our porridge. After we eat our porridge, we find toast whole bread, right? You can make your own bread. That's a different presentation by itself. And that's an option, the nut butter. And so what that does is keep the food, make it feel more fuller, so you don't snack, right? And so the foods keep you, and you have extra hours to keep you until you get to lunch. Now lunch, half an hour before, you drink another glass of water, right? And you can do 2 hours after your breakfast, you can eat. You can drink another glass of water. And so you're drinking enough water, stabilize your water level. No, purple. If we look at the purple, there's a purple row, so we go to the purple column up top there. And it says sweet red pepper. So we're gonna eat a salad, right? A raw salad, 4 to 5 serving, 2 teaspoons flaxseed and wheat germ, right? Now, we can stay away from the wheat germs because we know that they tell us to stay away from it, right? Salad has fruit and vegetable mixing. All right, so we have sweet red pepper, lettuce, tomatoes, cucumber. So if your stomach is working properly, you can mix it. The pen of inspiration says if we read the outline, she talks about we're talking about Ellen White. She has a Ministry of Healing healthy book that you can get. I recommend that book. It's a wonderful book that helps you spiritually, mentally, and physically. She was way above her time, or before her time, way before her time, right? And everything that she has said, science is now backing up what she has said, right? And so if you want to eat tomato, cucumber, and what else is there? There you go with tomato, cucumber, and red bell pepper if you are looking at which book. So this is Ministry of Healing, Sister Courtney, Ministry of Healing. And it's free online. If you check Mr. Google and put in Ministry of Healing, you will see that, right? So we are looking at raw salad. You eat something raw. We eat something raw before we eat something cooked. When you eat something raw, not mixing them together, when you eat something raw before, it affects your flora or your bacteria in a good way. It helps them to be able to digest anything else. And also, it stops the increase of your white blood cell. When you eat something cooked, they have noticed that your white blood cell multiply because they see the food as an invasion. And so it multiplies to defend itself. But when you eat something raw, your white blood cell remain the same. And so it doesn't affect when you eat something cooked. All right, that's the mindset behind eating something raw first. Steamed vegetables. So if say you did carrot, you can steam the carrot also. And so so you get, when you cook the whatever you eat raw, you also get different nutrients from the cooking, right? And don't kill it now. Don't overcook it now where it gets soggy and bending over. No, just enough time. And so that's where our cooking class comes in, and that is in the future. Carbohydrate, we need carbohydrate, complex, not the man-made refined carbohydrate. We have cassava, we have potato, we have, well, whole wheat flour, it's hybridized. So you have to go back before it. Spelt is good. And ancient grains, we have millet, we have so many. We have black rice, we have pink rice, we have sweet rice, we have so many options, right? Protein. Protein, when we look at protein, we see that bright red. We go over on the top right-hand side. We have peas, we have lentils. Soya beans is also good. Make sure you get wholesome organic soybean. Yes, make sure you grow your own peanuts, chickpeas, legumes, and you have tofu way down the bottom. And so beans, I've been cooking beans, and the more you cook it, the better you're able to know how to cook it. I won't repeat that. And so I soak my beans, then I rinse it and I rinse it, and then I put it in the container. Then I put enough water, and then cook it. When it starts bubbling up, I throw that out. Mercy. And I rinse it, and then I cook it. And so my wife and myself, we can sleep on the same bed without getting putting our head and using the sheet to cover our neck so that we don't get stifled by the invasion of gas, right? All right. That's not enough laughing. All right, back to protein. So you have so many different beans. Everything that we eat has protein. Lemon has protein. Did you know that? Lemon has protein in it. The elephant, that's right, the elephant just walks and he eats all day. He's not eating any ant to get protein. He gets it from greens. And he's big and fat and huge. this looking at is just guidelines. You can tweak it to, but the principle is there. You just tweak it according to your likes and what fits you. All right, let me move on. Raisin is good. And so raisin is good. Why raisin? Raisin is an excellent source of mineral boron, that B-O-R-O-N, boron, which is essential for the development and regeneration of bones. If you can find the raisin with the seeds, that would be great. Organic raisins with the seed. So here is raisin overnight oats. So combine 1 cup oats, 1 cup non-dairy milk, 1 teaspoon honey, quarter cup of raisin, quarter cup of sliced almonds, 1 tablespoon chia seed, and half teaspoon cinnamon. Refrigerate overnight, serve cold. So you can see it. So we have raisin, which is good. Regular consumption of the orange carotenoids found in cantaloupes has been found to have a protective effect on bone mineral density in older men and women. Cantaloupe berry salad. Combine half cantaloupe cubed, 1 cup sliced strawberries, 1 cup blueberries, 1 tablespoon fresh lemon juice, and 2 teaspoons chopped mint leaves. Cabbage. Cabbage contains vitamin K, which helps to bind calcium to the bone and increase bone strength. Adequate vitamin K has been associated with reduced vertebral and non-vertebral fractures. How to make crunchy cabbage salad. Combine 2 cups shredded green cabbage, 2 cups shredded purple cabbage, 6 chopped green onions, 1 cup sliced almonds, salt to taste. To make the dressing, whisk 2 tablespoons honey, 2 tablespoons lemon juice, and 2 tablespoons olive oil together and stir into a salad mix. Chia seed. Now this is delicious. I have tried this. So omega-3 fatty acid found in chia may help to increase calcium absorption, decrease urinary calcium loss, improve bone strength, and promote bone growth. And I want to talk about the blueberry chia seed smoothie. That sounds delicious. Place 2 tablespoons chia seed in half cup of almond milk overnight. Place in blender and add 1 cup almond milk, 1 cup blueberries, 1 tablespoon unsweetened shredded coconut, 1 teaspoon vanilla, and 1 teaspoon honey. Blend until smooth. Almonds. Almonds are high in calcium and essential minerals needed for building strong bones. Inadequate calcium intake is associated with low bone mass, right? And so this is almond French toast. Blend 1 cup unsweetened vanilla almond milk, half cup tofu, 3 tablespoons almond butter. Dip whole grain bread in this mixture. Drain off excess. Brown on both sides in lightly oiled skillet at medium heat. Soybean isoflavones may help to protect against bone loss and osteoporosis. Higher intake of soy has been linked to lower incidence of osteoporosis. Recipe for a spinach tofu dip. Blend 1/2 cup tofu, 3/4 cup soaked raw cashews, 2 teaspoons lemon juice, half teaspoon salt, saute 1 chopped onion, 2 cloves chopped garlic, 3 cups spinach until soft, add blender mixture to spinach mixture, stir until heated thoroughly. Is there any plans for bone loss? We have the hemp nettle. For action, it supplies silicon and it avoids tissue degeneration. For usage, infusion of the dry plant. Horsetail is another plant that it's good. Its action, it supplies silicon, stimulate the activity of the bone producing cells, and usage is a decoction of the plant. Any question? What are you taking away? That's my question to you. What are you taking away from this presentation? You can open the mic. Let me ask my question first before your question.
I don't have a question. I just have a comment. I do supplements, and I have heard about, just taking too many can be counterproductive. But the way you broke it down and how you explained with humor, I love it, how you explained, just how we can incorporate these food items into our diet without any strain, is definitely has been a blessing to me. So thank you.
You're welcome, my namesake. That's my sister, Courtney. She has the same name. We are twin, Courtney.
That's right.
Any other comment? Thank you, Sister Courtney. Any other comment? All right. Any other question? Any question? Are you able to unmute? I think you should be able to unmute. Go ahead, Douglas Simpson.
Yes, someone had asked in the chat, what's the better rebounder?
So I don't have a name brand. Someone shared with me that I shared a book with the person, and it comes in 3 volumes. And the person was saying that the books were expensive. And I told them that my nephew, just to drive from one hospital to another hospital, it cost him, I think it was $11,000. Thank you again for joining me. My name is Courtney Linton, and this was a Health at 3 presentation, and it was sponsored by Gore Production. Remember to share. Thank you.